Aloha everyone, what is really good my dudes? Today is October 4th, 2021. We got another RuneScape update for y'all. Today we see a Ninja Strike number 27, another Scattershot strike. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go.
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, to start off I want to mention that if you are interested, Jagex is celebrating a World Mental Health Day, which is on the 10th, by adding a new bundle to the marketplace for one bond. You can purchase this from today until October 24th. 100% of the revenue will go to their partner charities Blueprint for Rise Above the Disorder and Mind CPSL. Purchasing a bundle for a bond, you'll receive a stone medallion with 2 charges. Activating it will give you a 4% XP buff and 2% to surrounding players for an hour. You'll get 2 charges each day by logging in, and you can store up to 5 at one time. From November 15th, 2021, the medallion will be converted to 2.5k oddments. With this bundle, you'll be getting the medallion, 15 pulse cores and cinder cores, 5 medium protean packs, 10 protean power-ups, 10 combat dummies, 3 large skill dummy crates, and a death touch dart. Please note, Iron Man accounts cannot purchase this bundle. With that said, we're going to now shift on over to the Ninja Strike and see what they've added to the game. Starting off, a new button has been added to the bank interface, which will toggle whether the bank automatically switches from the currently open tab when depositing items. Adjusted the size of click boxes throughout the Anachronia agility course to make traversal easier. The names of follower overrides now appear in an examine text for the follower they're overriding. Items in the loot window can now be examined to view their examine text plus the Grand Exchange or High Alchemy values when applicable. Master Questscapes can now be purchased from Ellen in the Max Guild Tower. Master Firemaking, Fletching, Thieving, Ranged, Runecrafting, and Magic Capes can now be bought in their respective Skill Master stores. Added a Consume All option to the Wicked Hood teleport tokens. The names of Runecrafting altars and Mysterious Ruins now reflect their associated runes. Extra Fine Sand can now be blessed at more Saradomin aligned altars, including Entrana, Setharid Abbey, Everlight statues, and Saradominus player-owned house chapels. In addition, you may now simply left-click or tap the sand when next to one of these altars to bless it instead of manually using the sand on the altar. It's now possible to click through the excess border portion of some option interfaces, such as those that offer teleports. Interacting with any of the skill check barriers in the inner circle of the abyss will now play a shorter animation. Players will no longer fail these obstacles. Instead, there is now a level 30 hard requirement with the respective skills to cross those obstacles, and they've updated some outdated messaging with them. The Falador shields now have a check charges option. An info box will now appear when checking charges, renamed the prayer restore option to restore prayer, and reordered some of the options to make room for the new one. Previous action bar presets are now remembered when loading a new layout that has more additional action bars than the previous one. The Carid et Pylon buff, as well as the Roar of Osseous, now displays the time remaining on the buff bar icon when active, and they've removed a redundant trade option from Martin the Master Gardener. That is it for Ninja Strike 27, another Scattershot strike. We're going to now shift on gears over to the patch notes and see what's been changed in addition to the strike. So let's check it out. Starting off with the Croesus front. The Scripture of Bic has now been added to the Croesus boss collection log. Updated the buy limit of the new fungus and fungal materials introduced to the Croesus front, 10k for standard, 5k for enriched. After gathering feedback post-launch, they have now allowed Iron Man accounts to join non-Iron Man accounts in private Croesus encounters. Added a Croesus preset to the bank. Rare rewards dropped after defeating Croesus are now broadcast. Added the new lore books to the Master Questscape. The player is now able to use bladed dive while equipping Tavia's fishing rod. Reduced the number of players who are able to join a public Croesus encounter to 18. Taga's core hammer and Sana's fire torch will now be able to roll for their respective arrow tips when skilling inside the Croesus boss fight. Fixed an issue that was preventing players from cooking the new fungal soups. Fixed an issue where dyed variants of the Grasping Ruin pouch were not triggering the special effect. Remove duplicates of the new fungus and fungus materials from the Grand Exchange. Fungal soups are now both tradable and available on the Grand Exchange. Cinderbane gloves and other poisons no longer work on Croesus. This was an unintended effect. added Croesus to the final boss and insane final boss achievements, fixed an issue that caused the Leviathan node to disappear, preventing players from completing a public Croesus encounter. Players no longer get stuck inside of Croesus when its vulnerability timer ends. The skill guide now shows the correct name and icon for the grasping rune pouch, fixed an issue that prevented drops from Croesus appearing on the adventure's log. Water Feed no longer duplicates encounter resources, and mushroom paths are now consistent and continue to sparkle after the instant timer expires. Moving on to the Glacior front, Scripture of When damage now scaled down in PvP. The various EAB abilities from generals around the Elder God Wars dungeon now work against the Glaciors. Updated the Gloves of Passage buff bar tooltip as it was previously showing incorrect information. Fixed an issue that allowed Glaciors to be attacked through the boss encounter barrier at the Glacior front. Looking at the node in front, the Slayer Tracker encounter once again displays the name of a cluster task instead of a monster in that cluster task. For example, it would now read dragons instead of bronze dragons. The Slayer counter tooltip now uses the same description as the activity tracker if you've completed a Slayer task. This description now suggests getting a task from an optimal Slayer Master for your level that you've unlocked, rather than the Slayer Master who gave you your previous task. Looking at some other improvements, after many years of campaigning by Pures, the level 29 defense requirement has been removed from Ancient Curses. The Curses achievement now lists Temple at Santistan as a prerequisite, and its description is now clearer about how to unlock Ancient Curses. Various bits and bobs from Yak Track Path to the Craters has been cleared from Birthorpe. The drop-down menu for the Rune Matrix drop log and the mode can now be changed. It's no longer possible to bypass the cooldown of a special attack by utilizing the Essence of Finality. Reduce the clipping on the When Neophyte outfit. Fixed a broken cutscene which prevented progress during the While Gothic Sleeps quest on mobile. Fixed an issue with the soft lock caused by changing screen sizes. The game should no longer log you out when a patch bomb harvests a significant number of crops in one go. Fixed an issue that stopped players from adding golden rocks to the statue of Rhiannon while they were in the statue collection bag. Fixed an issue where certain players were unable to receive a golden dungeoneering rock when completing a dungeon or sinkhole, or while gaining dungeoneering XP in an elite dungeon. And finally, the One Special Day bundle has been removed from the marketplace. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below. Head on over there to check them out. With that, I'm going to wrap it up. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I am out. Aloha.